Hi, Matt Callahan here, and today I'm going to talk about the Flick Urban Soccer Skills Trainer. Now, this skills trainer is kind of a 3-for-1. It has 3 different components to it. One side has a traditional rebounder where you can volley or throw the ball off of it, and then it will come back to you in the air and you can practice receiving or catching it. The top has a basket which you can try to flick or chip the ball into, and then the other side has a ramp that's adjustable, and when you pass the ball on the ground, it will roll off the ramp and then come back to you in the air. Overall, I think this rebounder is really a pretty good deal. Typically, it's around $130 online. Considering just a traditional rebounder is typically over $100. To then get a ramp and the basket all in one, I don't think it's a bad deal at all. The rebounder part has a little target that you can aim at when you're trying to kick it off. This is not my favorite component of the rebounder. It's non-adjustable. A traditional rebounder, you might be able to adjust the angle of it so that way you can vary how the ball comes back to you, whereas this one is bolted into place, so the angle it's at is going to be the angle that it's at. It gets a fairly good bounce off of it. If you had, again, a traditional net rebounder with elastic around the outside, you get a little bit more of a livelier bounce. But for this, I think it's pretty good to have that as an option. It's okay, but it's not great. Now, the top of this, as I said, you could try to flick or chip balls into it. It's a fairly small target. We tend to use it often just for ball storage to keep the soccer balls in when we're not using it. And the last part of it, and again, this is my favorite component, is this ramp. Now there's spacers here. There's 2 of them on this side. You can pull out the spacers on each side, and then you can adjust the angle of this ramp. And depending on how you have that set up will determine if the ball is going to come at you higher in the air. So you could work on receiving the ball with your chest or with your thighs, or if you want it to come back more towards your feet, where you could work on receiving the ball out of the air with your feet, or can you take that dynamic first touch and right as the ball's hitting the ground, can you take a touch and direct it someplace else? So I absolutely love this ramp because it gives you all of those different options to receive the ball.
The ramp could be used for goalkeeping as well. Goalkeepers could pass the ball off the ramp and then catch it.
My largest complaint about the rebounder is its lack of portability. When you assemble it, there's these plastic nuts you use to lock everything in place. So with everything attached, it's not going to fold up or go into a tighter space whatsoever. You could unscrew these and then that would allow it to fold back up. But that would take a little bit of time to do. It's probably not something I'd want to do super often. So it's definitely not something I'd probably throw in my car and take to training. It's more so something I'm probably going to leave set up in my basement. That being said, if you have the space to leave it out, I think this is a great rebounder. Again, it has 3 different options. And for the price that you pay for it, I think that it is a steal to get all 3 of those for around the $130. And again, the part that I absolutely love is just that ramp. Players can practice playing a good clean ball on the ground. If it's not a good clean ball on the ground, it doesn't ramp up very well. So it gives them that immediate feedback as to how are they passing the ball. And then again, they get tons of repetition with receiving the ball out of the air, which I think is such a critical skill for players to be able to bring the ball down cleanly so that way they can play quickly and have a lot of success as they're playing. So overall, this Flick Urban Rebounder, I would definitely recommend it. If you have the space for it, I hope you can check it out so you can keep training at home. Thanks for watching and have a great day.